Cool. I'm going to record it just for backup case. All right, Bentley. First of all, thank you for coming on. Yeah, huge respect to you for coming on, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of all this. I feel like there's been a lot of hate towards you lately after that one video, but hopefully you can kind of explain your perspective and any thoughts that you have. So first of all, let me just, is it cool if I just ask you some of the top questions that my audience wanted me to ask you?
Yeah, that's fine.
And then we kind of get into all that after.
That's
all right.
fine.
So do you still DoorDash, and how often if you do?
I do still DoorDash. It depends, to be completely honest with you. The more I DoorDash, the less other things can't get done. So I'm definitely not a full-time dasher, but 3 days a week, 6 hours a day is pretty much standard quo. I just got done dashing earlier today.
For sure. Cool. I can imagine probably YouTube's becoming like a bigger part of your income nowadays.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Is there anything you do other than YouTube and delivery?
Yeah.
I know you got your merch and stuff, right?
Yeah, well, originally when I started doing this, I had a clothing line. I had the other clothing line. Not doing the other clothing line right now, but yeah, man, I got a couple other business ventures that I'm really trying to get into. If I'm completely honest with you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to jinx myself. But yeah, man, the same motivation and hustler, the same thing I came in with is the same thing that I have right now. I see myself in the position that I'm currently in right now, and I know what I'm capable of doing, but I definitely don't see myself. I don't even call myself a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I introduce myself to people, bro, it's not even something that comes out of my mouth. So it's not something that I do. Like, yeah, YouTube pays me, but yeah, I got other things, other dreams that I want to do.
Cool. And what does the D stand for on your t-shirts? Because everyone thinks it's a DoorDash logo. I know what it is, but can you explain to them what that is?
Yeah, it's my logo, right? So the channel, when I originally started, there wasn't another channel with the name Doordash in it at all. So when I came out, it was Doordash Diaries, and of course, I wanted it to be something that was something that you could easily recognize and associate with DoorDash as a whole, right? So when I first made contact with DoorDash, right, when we first started to talk about it, any type of relationship, I sent them my logo, right, and had them run that through their legal team, both the triple D's and my D, to make sure that they were going to be okay with it before we even started to do anything. And they were okay with it. And that's why I use it. Like, that's why I continue to use it.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I knew what it was, but okay. Has DoorDash ever paid you?
Yes.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Other than driving?
Right. Okay. So I get paid like you get paid, right? I accept orders and I get paid. DoorDash paid me. They gave me a $500 gift card for the video about how I became a dasher. And when I did the interview when I interviewed the doctor for the vaccine, they gave me another $250 gift card from there. Other than that, I haven't been paid in any way, shape, or form from DoorDash.
Okay, cool. So you have been paid though. That's good for the audience to know. Do you own DoorDash stock?
Yeah, I own public DoorDash stock. I had to buy my stock just like everybody else had to buy their stock after it was released. But yeah, man, if you can't buy stock and stuff that you regularly buy or something that you regularly use, then there's a problem, right? So yeah, I own DoorDash stock, but I also own Apple stock. I also own stocks in apartments. I also own stock in Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got a portfolio. Yeah. And just, if you're gonna get stock, why not get the number one, right? And then especially with knowing what I know as far as being a dasher and being able to see how they're changing the platform and the goals that they have and the time frame that they're trying to reach it. It's just kind of like, if you were an early worker at Amazon and you were like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get in on this. Right. It would kind of be backwards not to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I own stock in like UFC and stuff. So I get a little emotional when people are telling me that they're streaming the fight for free. I'm like, motherfuckers, buy that shit. The stock's going down. All right. So let's see. What do you think, or do you think it's okay that DoorDash hides tips?
Do I think that it's okay that DoorDash hides tips? No, but I have an understanding of why they do it. What I don't think is okay is for someone who has 30 or 40 deliveries to be able to sit in a parking lot and take the deliveries from other full-time drivers. What I don't think is okay, right, is for somebody who hasn't dashed in over a year and a half to come there again, to sit at their house with the app on, right, and continually to turn down orders until they get a $30 or $40 order. Meanwhile, people like me with over 14,000 deliveries, right, I'm out here really trying to keep the app up and running, right? Because if I did the same exact thing, there would be no app. You would not be able to come back 6 months later, right? So it's a general understanding of why they are doing it that I think people should take more into account, right? Because like I said before, they don't hide tips from me, right? I've been doing this long enough to where I can spot these orders, right? Right off the bat, I know what I'm looking for. So it's not really a game, but there again, right? Like I said it, even before DoorDash even came out, and they didn't even come to me and tell me this, right? They didn't come to me and say, this is why we hide tips. I came to everybody on my channel and said, if I had a business, if I was running a food delivery business, this would be my angle. I would be trying to support the people who are really out here working. Just because I give you $50 for an order doesn't mean that you're going to have the same compassion and customer service towards it as somebody that does this on a regular basis, right? Yeah. And I feel like until they find a way to make sure that those people are taken care of, then that hiding tips will continue.
Yeah, you actually bring up a really good point. And I do agree that if you do have like 50 to 100 deliveries, you probably shouldn't have the capability of like cherry picking. But someone from my perspective right now, I'm currently living in a casino because I'm doing a show. And for me to go do a DoorDash order, I got to walk half a mile to my car. So I have to cherry pick to get started. But I also have like 2,500 deliveries. So I feel like I should have the capability of seeing the full orders. And especially for me, there's a Walmart across the street. I don't get anything except for Walmart orders, really. So without the PAR app, I was kind of screwed. It was like, I'm never going to get an order where I can actually go get started without starting with like a $6 order or something like that, or like a double order from Walmart that's two $6 orders, something like that, you know?
I don't even stay in the zone that I work in, right? So I have to travel, right? So I definitely understand what you mean when you say that there's like, that you need to know what it's going to be, right? But I come out with the intention of working 3 and 4 hours, right? So it's not the one delivery, right? It's the mindset that I'm coming into the entire dash, right? I'm coming into this dash. I know that when I leave my house, I got to drive 10 minutes, 20 minutes to get to my zone, right? So that but I understand where you're coming from, right? I understand where you're coming from. But I think as a whole, again, it's about the sustainability of the entire platform and making sure that we reward the dashers that are helping to sustain the platform and still at the same time providing the freedom and flexibility that everybody has come to get used to. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you. Okay. Next most popular question. Why did you defend DoorDash reducing base pay? And do you still stand by that?
I didn't defend DoorDash in any way, shape, or form, right? Again, everybody is focused on the what and not necessarily the why, right? And we continue to try to segregate us from dashers instead of trying to understand their standpoint and where they're coming from and try to find some type of common ground, right? The biggest issue that I have with focusing on the what and not the why, okay? The DoorDash reducing the base pay is a moot point in California because of Prop 22, right? It doesn't matter what they pay you per mile. As long as you're on an active order, you're going to get paid per hour. So that they can't even, for them to even try that in Cali is not even going to affect their dashers that much. So instead of focusing on the why building some type of relationship and trying to get something like Pop 22. For all of the Dashers, we want to talk about the sole fact of them reducing it there again without even understanding why we got here. There are Dashers who routinely say that they won't take orders over 3 and 4 miles, right? We got to stop doing that. Like, we got to stop running off at the mouth, telling people what we will and what we won't do, because it's coming back to hurt us. They are watching the videos. They are monitoring the tweets. They are on Facebook. They are in these groups, bro. So when you're out here and you're saying, fuck the customers, my bad. When you're out here and you're saying, you know, we don't care about the customers. All you want. Okay, all right, bet. You're saying you don't care about the customers. You don't care about the company that legit pays you, right? It's going to get back to them. It's going to create a rift so that when they start to move, they're not even going to come to us and ask us for anything, right? So that's where I'm coming from. Until we can identify, until we can really take a look at some of the actions that we're doing on a regular basis that are hurting us, and until we can come to the table with some real solutions, we're going to continue to see the same patterns, bro. I've been doing this since 2016. I was here with the previous pay model. This is what frustrates me so much. And this is why I'm so adamant about speaking out about this now, is because I didn't say anything about that then, right? We had a guaranteed minimum, bro. It didn't matter that we had $1 base pay, but everybody wanted to focus so much on the base pay, thinking that if they could shake the boat enough that we could get the base pay reduced. Okay, so they reduced that we could get the base pay increased. Okay, they increased it by $1. Now, what did that do for us, right? So would you much rather have the $1 base pay with the guaranteed minimum, or would you rather have the new pay model, right? It's not, right? It's the not looking at the long run, bro. We're not playing the long game. You feel me? The decisions that are being made are emotional decisions. There's nothing strategic about it.
So you're talking about the $7 base pay that we used to have, right? Or
The
$7 minimum.
Right.
Those were the good old days. Not gonna lie, I wish they could go back to that, because I feel like it would solve everyone's problem of, like, I had no problem taking a $7 McDonald's order because I knew I'd at least make $7. But now there's so many $3 orders that come in. Like, I'm sure you don't do $3 orders, right?
Not at all. I don't do anything less than $6 on a regular order. And I might do a $5 stacked order, but it's got to be something like, you know, it's got to be like popping, right? Like, it's got to be moving. Yeah. But see, and this is my point to that. So they know, and they have come out, Tony has come out and said that people who don't tip are going to have to wait longer to get their orders, right? So they are well aware that Dashers don't want to take the $3 orders, right? But there again, there's a disconnect there where there's nobody even talking to DoorDash. You feel me? They have their community council, but respectfully, right? People like me and you, right? The real influencers have the real say so. We are really tapped into the people. You feel me? Right? Like, we can really bring the voice of the people, right? But instead of trying to come together again and figure out what we really need to focus on, right? And saying, okay, we'll focus on these other things later. And then trying to come together collectively to DoorDash. I'm not even gonna say separate, right? We want to continue to focus on the same issues that are not getting us anywhere. I really see it in my head, like, people with pitchforks and torches. Like, we're walking down the street with pitchforks and torches. We don't even know where we're going, bro. We don't even know what we're trying to burn. You feel me, right? Like, we don't even know what we're trying to do. We're so focused on the what, we're not focused on the why. And without any type of understanding of the other side, we're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. So my biggest problem with DoorDash right now is, especially because they're kind of trying to promote people to be top dashers, which means you have to take these $3 orders, which is probably not even profitable when you take into consider the risk, the gas you have to drive, the wear and tear on your car. So it's almost like giving people, like 18-year-olds, a credit card that has like a $10,000 limit. You know that thing's going to run right up, you know? So when you have all these new dashers, they're getting on here and they're like, oh, I don't want my acceptance rate to go down. Same thing for me. When I first started, I was like, oh, I got to keep that acceptance rate above 90%. That's what DoorDash says. So then you have all these new people just driving around, wasting all their time and money. And really, especially if someone gets in a car accident, they're screwed.
Right. And I think, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, that's the problem with the pay model. If they had a $5 or $6 minimum for everything, I wouldn't mind the hidden tips and stuff. But the problem with the hidden tips is not only you're hiding the tips, you're trying to get people accustomed to taking smaller orders, which in my opinion, you're kind of taking advantage of the weak and the people that don't actually understand how this whole system works yet. Because it took me probably like 500 deliveries to figure it out.
And that's why I don't hold back on anything. You feel me? Right? Like, that's why I made the video. You know what I'm saying? And that's the second video that I made on hiding tips, because I know that there are people out there that feel exactly like you, right? And that's why I give everything that I give into my videos, right? That's why I focus more on strategy and not necessarily the whole overall environment. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because there are people that come in right with that perception. So when I drop a ride along and you can see the orders that I'm actually taking, right, then you can compare and you can say, yo, I'm doing the exact same thing that he's doing. Okay, cool. Let me go get in my car and let's bust this out. So that's from that standpoint. And that's what I try to do with my YouTube channel. But to the point of the $3 and $4 orders, like, there is no way that we get past that. Number one, without DoorDash getting into the positive. Right. And that's just from a business standpoint. We can't ask them for more money when they're already in the negative. It's going to be, it's like trying to get blood from a turnip. Right. That's not going to work. And in doing that, we're going to have to find some ways to do things that we're already doing to help them to get to where they need to be so that they can help us to get to where we need to be. Right. But I can tell you that they have a team, bro, that's dedicated to making sure that what we're getting paid is equitable. And this is where you see all of these different versions of the app coming out, and they're testing these in different areas to see how this affects the acceptance rate, how dashes feel, what's the morale, what are they making? You know what I'm saying? Right. But it's like, until we come together, it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's nothing. Even if it was something, like I said in one of the videos, like, even if it was a union or something like that, right? So even if it's us taking the power in our own hands, right? Even in that situation, we still need leaders. We still need management. You know what I'm saying? The union's still going to need a president. We're still going to need chairs. You're still going to need people to make decisions, right? And we're going to have to come together and figure out what those decisions are going to be. And I think right now, the overall perception is, we want things to be done and we're not happy, but we don't know how to do it, right? And I honestly feel like we can do it. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like, we can do it, but it's going to take some real work. You feel me? Right? Like, it's going to take some real work. And I'm just going to be honest with you. In the old pay model, my acceptance rate, 65, 70, 80%. You know what I'm saying? When we had that guaranteed minimum. Now it's like 25, it fluctuates between 25 and 30, right? And even in my mind now, I can't see if people came to me, right? If people came to me and I only accepted 25% of the sponsored videos that were offered to me, or if you only accepted 25% of the gigs that were offered to you, how long before that dries up? How long before people start to offer you that? And I think that's the one thing that we overlook, because no matter how many times you turn down DoorDash, no matter how many times you pause until you time out, the next time that you get in, they're going to offer you more orders. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's one thing that we overlook every single time, dog. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, from a business perspective, it's a little strange that they're not profitable. I was just watching a video the other day about how DoorDash and these platforms still aren't profitable yet. And I almost feel like they're just kind of screwing each other over by telling, like, advertising, oh, $0 delivery fees and all that kind of stuff. So they've brought the level, like the par down so low that now they're just fighting over like who has the most market share. And eventually someone's going to get bought out and there'll just be Grubhub and Uber, or DoorDash and Uber left. I mean, we kind of already eliminated Postmates. So for me, that's like, as someone who owns a footwear company, it's like, what if I tried to keep up with Walmart orders? You know, I couldn't sell shoes for the same price as Walmart or something. And if that was my business model, I'd be telling my athletes, I need you guys to promote these. I just can't pay you because we have to sell them for $26. If I sell them for $100, no one's going to buy them because they're just going to get shoes from Walmart, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like they need to like be more transparent and tell people like, hey, we have like maybe the best quality. Like, I feel like everyone who orders from DoorDash or something like that is maybe like worried about like someone's eating their French fries or something like that. Like, one of the brands needs to come out and be like, hey, we're the best quality. That's why we're going to charge you a little bit. But you're going to get the best, maybe like, I don't know, a dash cam inside of every driver's car or something like that, to where it's fully transparent. But someone's got to do it, you know? And like continuing to lower everything lower and lower and lower to just see who gets the most market share at the end of the day is not really a sustainable model. I feel like they're trying to go from being $1 million corporation to $1 billion corporation and skipping all of those middle steps. They have all the stock that they need to get up to, but they don't have the structure of a business like Nike or something that's been built for like 20 years. And then they have that full sustainability.
Yeah.
You feel me? I just feel like they're trying to skip all these middle steps and get to, we're now Amazon, or we're now like this big corporation.
Yeah. I think, okay, so this is what I'm going to say about the app that needs to step up, right? Bro, it's enough of us. You feel me? Right? It's over 1 million drivers in the US. Instead of trying to take a day and saying, we're not going to work on this day, okay? We're not going to do the app. We're not going to do the app on this day, right? Why not turn it the other way and say, everybody is going to work 12 to 14 hours, and everybody is going to put this money into a GoFundMe, and we're going to put up $3 million to start our own fucking app that pays a minimum of $10. Why don't we do that? We got enough drivers. We are drivers, bro. We can multi-app, right? And we got the money. Yeah. Everybody's making $200 a day, right? So what's the problem? Give me one day. Give me $100. Give me 30,000 drivers at $100. Let's put up $3 million. Let's start our own app. You feel me? Right? Like, let's do that. Okay. So that's from that standpoint. But from a DoorDash standpoint, bro, I think what they got going on is just volatility. You feel me? Right now they're at a spot where they can't get the drivers under control. You feel me? And at the same time, they can't get the restaurants under control. You know what I'm saying? And it's the drivers are the most unpredictable piece, because we don't know when they're going to work. We don't know what they're going to accept. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then the restaurants are over here. The restaurants have worries and concerns that they may be overpaying. And now we have cities that are trying to limit that from that standpoint. So I think there again, at some point in time, right, we all got to come together. And I think to your point, this is where the transparency comes in. I think if you're more transparent and you say, this is what we're using the money for, you feel me? Right. Because, right, somebody wrote me a comment and they were saying, that DoorDash was they were getting $24 for the order, but they were only paying us a $2 base pay. And it's like, well, no, they're getting 30% of the $24, which is about $8. And then out of that, they're giving you $2.50, right? So it's just more like 25-30% of what they're getting overall, right? But when we think about the marketing, the technology that goes into the app, you know what I'm saying, and what we need as far as making sure that that's sustainable, even for it breaking down, you know what I'm saying, and shutting down, because I think it shut down on me last night. I swear it did, right? But even still, we need those people in place, you know what I'm saying, and we need money in place to try to do other things, So I think it's. Yeah, I totally agree with you. You know what I'm saying? But I think, and there again, I think we can do so much more, but nobody wants to. You feel me? Right? Like, everybody wants to focus on trash and DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? And like, honestly, right? Like, this is my conspiracy theory. These are the same people that were cherry picking 3 years ago. These are the same people that didn't want Prop 22 to go through. These are the same people that were in decline now. Like, they're not going anywhere.
Wait, sorry. When you say Prop 22 to go through, did you want it to pass or did you want it to not pass? Did you want to be an employee or did you not want to be an employee?
The people that did, I didn't want to be an employee. I wanted the way that it is now.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay. So the people, right. So these are the same people, bro. Like, they're still, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're still here trying to make some type of impression, right? Like, they're still trying to force the hand, you know what I'm saying? And that's what irritates me the most. And I think that's one of the reasons why I am so adamant about the things that I say, is because if somebody doesn't say it, then it just goes on. It goes on, continue to build up into something. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't necessarily need to do that, like, at all.
Yeah. I actually made a video yesterday about how DoorDash is receiving a lot of shit lately, but actually Uber Eats hides tips as well. And not only does Uber Eats hide tips, they give the customer the option of taking back a tip after some. And I was like, oh, damn, that's actually like worse than DoorDash. And then I looked at Grubhub and they actually don't even promote a tip. So they start off with a 0 instead of like the actual, like, for example, I ordered $100 order the other day and it recommended at least $11. On Grubhub, it would have recommended 0. And a lot of people have problem going from 0 to, like, if you start off at 10, it's like, okay, I'll do 9. and you're still getting an $11 order. But if you start off at zero, they're gonna be like, $3 or so.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to add anything. Hold on, man. My audio got messed up. Okay. All right.
You good?
Yeah. I'm sorry. My audio got messed up.
No worries. And you haven't done any other platforms, right? Like Uber Eats or Postmates or anything?
I have over 3,000 deliveries on Postmates, but it was before they migrated to Uber. I did not migrate to Uber, so I do not have an active Uber Eats account. So I guess for all intents and purposes, I only do DoorDash. And this is my reasoning for that. Okay, so when I originally came into this, like I said before, I had the clothing company. I was doing my own clothing line. Didn't want to get focused solely on gig work and turn into a full-time gig worker, right? So the intention was to come in, make enough money to pay my bills and use the rest of the time that I had to be able to chase my other dreams. It is still the exact same thing. And for that reason, it's like, I can't see really trading the time, right? I can't really see trading the time, putting it into another app when I could be potentially putting it into, some type of other dream or business or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was my whole purpose of using delivery was I started a footwear company and a stunt show and my YouTube channel. And I was just trying to make enough money to get by. So the footwear company can reinvest the money back into itself. And while I'm sitting around waiting for orders, I can be working on it. So my whole channel is not to help people make more money on DoorDash, but help people make more money while doing DoorDash, like kind of creating the 4-hour work week and like doing other things as well, starting a business or other passive income and that kind of stuff. Is that something you're promoting on your channel as well?
I actually see my channel as like the starter block, bro. Like I see it as a training class. When you start a new job, they put you in a training class before you actually start to do the work. That's what I see myself as. I want to, that wasn't even how it started, bro. Like along the way, I found out that I was motivating people to chase their own dreams. You know what I'm saying? And through that, it was just turned into something else. You know what I'm saying? When I see people who like, college students, they don't want debt. You know what I'm saying? So they're dashing. You got single parents, you got old people, not old people, but, you got retired people who are trying to supplement their income. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, man. I just think about these are people that I probably work with in some way, shape, or form in my W-2 before, you feel me? And if I can do this, then I want to try to help them do this as well. You know what I'm saying? Like I got all kind of friends that have tried to do this. And I don't even try to push this on nobody. You feel me, right? Because it's not for everybody. Every job's not for everybody. But if you're going to do it, you know what I'm saying? If you decide to do it, when you decide to do it, and when you decide to take it serious, you can holler at me, you know what I'm saying? And I'll help you out. I'll help you get it from there. But yeah, that's how I really see my channel. Just originally it was just to help people with strategy, but then it kind of turned into motivate people to, get out there and do their own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you. I've had so many friends that they're like, oh, I need a job or something, like get on DoorDash. And then they have the app, but they make like $7 every few days. And it's like, some people they're just designated W-2 people. They need a set schedule where they have to go to work and they're not going to get off their ass to do it. And I would probably say that's probably like 75% of people, they're not going to get out there and go do it unless they're like, there's a fire under their ass,
Yeah. This job takes some definite motivation. Like you definitely have to be self-motivated. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, if you can, you could take 3 hours a day and learn sales and you do this for 2 years, but you could land yourself, a $100,000 job in some type of sales just because you're self-motivated. You know what I'm saying? Just because you are so in tune with what it takes to keep going on a regular basis. But yeah, it takes a special type of person to do this, especially long term.
Okay, cool. I have like 2 more questions and then the chat is going crazy because I'm not even really looking at the chat. I was trying to make sure I got all of the questions first. So I'm going to ask the last 2 questions that I have. And then if you're in the chat watching right now, wait, I'll tell you when to ask your question. Then hopefully Bentley can respond to most of your guys' questions. Cause I see people are like cussing me out, like Tanner, answer the fucking questions and stuff. Okay. So Let's see. What did I miss? Oh, another huge question was, do you have beef with DoorDash Dad?
I don't even think I need to answer that question.
I actually don't know. But I
Look,
was like, I don't know. Like,
I don't really think this is
it was a fucking really popular question, so I have to ask it.
no. All right. This is my thing. This is my thing. I have a problem with negative people, right? I have a problem with negative people. I have a problem with people who bully other people, right? And the best way to beat a bully is to become one, right? And I have like no problems with doing that, right? Like, I'll give you the exclusive. I call him Symbol for a reason, bro. I feel like, and this is what I told him in the comments. I feel like the CBS video gave him a serious voice, right? And he had an opportunity to do something with it. And instead of building a foundation, really creating a community and driving forward, that he wanted to become complacent and cater to the people who were upset, cater to these people who were not being positive and productive. I just kept getting it. It's like, because of my channel and because of the way that I approach this, it always comes back to me, right? Like, I'm always doing this wrong. I'm always telling people the wrong thing because other people, him, right, are saying other things, right? So when you get on camera and you start to complain about customers not tipping, right, not realizing that that's kind of disrespectful. And then when you get on here and you cater to these people who don't like DoorDash and you continue to egg them on, right, it just becomes an issue, right? So it was a backlash. And I'll be honest, right? Somebody sent me an email and it had 3 names in it: Pedro, DoorDash Dad, and Hannah. And I just went to work. Like, it wasn't even an issue of trying to confirm any of it, because for me, he was already an issue, and he can do so much more. He just chooses not to. So I wanted to try to give him an opportunity, right? And this is what I learned from this, right? This is what I learned. It's really not on me, right? Like, it's not on me. I am nobody, right? At the end of the day, I just turn my phone on, I make videos, right? But when you speak and so many people listen, you feel me? When you speak, when I make a video and so many people make one video about my video, right? It's like, okay, cool. It got, apply a little pressure. So it's just like, just apply a little pressure, see what he wanted to do.
Yeah. And then the last question I had was, did you delete that video? If so, why? The video about the tip or the lower base pay.
No.
It's still up there?
It's still up.
Okay. All right. So that's all the questions I have for you.
Right.
If you are in the audience right now and you have some questions for Bentley, I'm going to try to read as much as we possibly can. Damn, I'm getting a lot of shit in here for not asking these questions.
What's that last question, bro? Hey, DoorDash. Hey, Dad, bro, look, I don't have no problem with you. Like I said, bro. And no, you don't need my approval. No, but this is what I say to the haters too, right? Just like you have a voice, just like you have something that you want to say, I do too. So let's have a conversation about it, right? And that's all. Like, that's all. I wish you the best of luck, my dude. Like, really. Like, I watched your last 2 videos. I'm active. You feel me? They want me to watch the videos. Okay, cool. So I'm active. You feel me? Right? Like I said, it was a learning experience for me. You feel me? It was a learning experience for me. But bro, like, somebody got to stand up and say something.
Yeah. Did you watch as many of those reaction videos as you could to your videos?
No, I didn't, bro. I Googled, I looked it up. Like, so I searched my name on YouTube and I saw, you feel me? Like, I can see all of the videos, but the things that people are saying, right, have been said to me since the beginning. So in the beginning, it was this guy must think DoorDash is listening, right? And then it was this guy must think he works for DoorDash. And now it's he works for DoorDash, right? So it's not me, you feel me, right? Like I haven't changed in any way, shape, or form with any of the things that I'm saying. And the things that people are saying about me are not new. So I don't necessarily see the need to, you know what I'm saying, do anything about it or watch the videos. But yeah, I mean, I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think our messages on our channels are too far off. I'm just like, I'm always going to be the guy who's like, if something isn't paying you well, then you should figure out other things so that way you don't have to rely on that one. Because you don't want DoorDash all of a sudden be like, all right, you know what, we're only doing $1 base pay from now on. And then everyone's like, oh shit, my pay just got decreased by 20%. And you're stuck holding the ball because you haven't formed another source of income in the last few. I mean, you have
and
plenty
that's really
of time
the problem. That's really another reason why I don't multi-app, bro. Because really what happens to one is going to happen to the entire industry. You feel me? So when you start to see people like Uber are being okay with decreasing the pay for drivers, then it's just going to fall in line with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Any type of regulations that are stuck with one are going to be stuck with all. Right. So, right. Exactly. And because you have that freedom and flexibility, why not focus on building something else? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? Even if it's like stocks. So even if you're the type where you know you're lazy, you know what I'm saying? Not even want to call you lazy, but you're the type where you don't want to work, like you want something to come to you. Like you could still take money and be an angel investor in something else, or you can invest in stock. You feel me? And make that money back. Like, shout out to all of the haters, man, because I got the thing pulled up now.
Okay. This is a good question. Do you believe Dashers should wear DoorDash gear, hat, etc. during dashes, or should we wear something else? Feel like an independent contractor?
Bro, I feel like you should be able to wear whatever you want to. But when you walk into a restaurant, a crowded people, you feel me, having something that identifies you as a food delivery driver, even if it's a shirt that says food delivery driver across that, you know what I'm saying? Right. Then, you know, that just helps you speed up the process. You know what I'm saying? And then, especially if you're new, so they don't know your face, they're not really familiar with you. You know what I'm saying? Or even in a situation where this is your first time to the restaurant and you don't even know where the food and the pickup stuff is. You feel me? If you have on something that says Uber Eats, or you have something on that says DoorDash, right? Then they can say, hey, you're a food delivery driver. Okay, cool. They're over there, or they're around the building, or, you know what I'm saying? Like something like that. So, but nah, man, if you want to be comfortable, you feel me? Like however you want to do it, you know, like right now, like up under here, I got on the V-neck and I got on the shorts, you feel me? And my sneakers, like, nah, however you want to do it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm notorious for wearing gym clothes while I'm dashing, and people are yelling at me in the comments all the time, like, quit wearing cutoff shirts and shit. I'm like, bro, I try to get an order on the way to the gym and on the way back from the gym.
And I'm really bad about that, right? Like I'm really bad about wearing my clothes to the gym, and then when I come out of the gym, right, like I'll have on my gym shorts and a fresh t-shirt and just, you know, as soon as I get done with my cardio, I'll just take off.
Yeah, my whole thing is casual dashing. Like I just try to dash when it's convenient. Like if I'm like at the mall or something, I'm like, oh, let's just turn on DoorDash and see if we get an order that goes on the way back. Yeah. So I'm not gonna focus on like wearing something. Let's see. I don't think I see any other good questions in here. Do you have anything that we didn't touch on that you want to address?
Nah, bro. I was gonna say from the beginning, you know, make sure you touch on them DoorDash paying me and anything else that, you know, the people want to know, man. I don't have a problem with talking about it.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool.
You say just wear the hat then. Yeah, definitely. Or you know, maybe we could get some pins or something that we could just like, you feel me? Just push pin on there or something like that. But
yeah, whatever. I feel like the bag should be sufficient enough though.
Yeah. I think for me, I like, okay, so I started to make the shirts because I just wanted something different, right? So some days I feel like polos, right? So my shooting days, I feel like polos. But other days, like I feel like a V-neck, you know what I'm saying? And like even right now, like I got on my hoodie, so it's just like a chill day because it's about to start raining. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll even just throw on my hoodie. So having some versatility, and even like, that's one of the things I want to talk to them about is, you know, like, let me throw you a couple of designs so we can, you know, like get something for the real dashers out here. And even with the DoorDash bag, man, you feel me? Like I'm working on something so we can recycle the bags. You feel me? So like, yeah. I've been doing this for like 5 years. The only time I get a new bag is, you know, like when they offer it or if I buy it or something like that. But these bags need to be washed and, you know what I'm saying? They need to be, you know, taken care of and stuff like that. So why not be able to trade them in You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. But yeah, that was just something I thought of when you start talking about the market.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Well, I'm glad I could get you on here. I know it's like,
Hold on, let me get this one. The Last Saint said, will I ever talk to DoorDash Dad one-on-one instead of running? I don't really see a need to talk to him one-on-one when there's so many people in it. Anything that I'm going to say to him, I've already said to him, right? So at this point in time, it's really just me beating a dead horse. So no, I'm good. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jack you live, bro.
oh no, it's all good. Yeah, it's like I say stuff all the time when I'm like filming by myself, and it would definitely be good to have someone out there to bounce my stuff back off and like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Like, or like yesterday I put out some video and I like didn't know all the information. And then I'm like looking back and I'm like, damn, I really did some bad math in this video. So I was getting a lot of shit for it. But yeah, I'm glad that you could come on and we can like have this conversation. I did give you some shit on your last video, but
okay with it, bro. Like, honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not perfect. And I think that I use that as a reason, you know, to just kind of go off the wall sometimes. But bro, like I'm totally okay with it. You just like you said, your last video, there were some mistakes made in the last video. Like I'll say this: the Coca-Cola and FedEx analogy, it went totally left. You feel me? Right? Like I got to take the L on that. Like that whatever I was trying to communicate did not get communicated effectively. You feel me? Right? And so the information that I gave out in that particular standpoint, but we grow from that. You feel me? Right? Like being able to say, like you said, you know, being able to look back and say, you made some mistakes. We live and we grow from there, bro. It's cool.
yeah. Especially when you're just talking to yourself, you can just kind of go off on a tangent and then you realize later, damn, fuck, said some shit probably shouldn't have said. Like I look back at my videos, sometimes especially like if I smoke a little weed, I'll go back and I'm like, damn, I should probably take that out of the video, or like, should I really put this video out? Like, I'll tell you, marijuana will definitely make you regret or like rethink about the things that you said earlier in the day.
I tell my kids that. I tell my kids that all the time, bro. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I try to shoot first thing in the morning. So I typically don't start smoking until the afternoon. So I want to make sure my business is, you know, like taken care of. Right. So, but yeah, because I was in a video like this, just, yeah, what up? This is Bentley Koupe. You know what I'm saying? My whole demand changed.
Yeah, for sure. I cannot smoke and dash anymore. There's a time that I picked up, it was like when those weed pens first came out, and my friend gave me some to take photos of. And I was like, cool, it'll be good to drive around, not to smoke anything. Then I would like pick up food and then I would just drive home, and I'd get home like, oh shit, I was supposed to deliver that food. Fuck. So
I think I did that one time, man. And I drove home, but I still had an active order. Like I didn't have the food in the car, but yeah, I had totally accepted the order.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that a few times, accept it and then forget that you accepted something. But I've said it before, I'm definitely not the best dasher out there. I just do it when it's convenient, and that's it. Like I don't do it very much anymore. So cool. Well, thanks for coming on, dude. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that we could have this conversation and you can get your thoughts out there. And sorry to all the people in there who thought that I was going to get Bentley on here and just grill him. Like people like, Tanner bitched out. He didn't ask any of these questions and stuff. I'm like,
let me say this too. The Para app, right?
Yeah.
I feel like when industries are created, that other industries are created directly correlated to the initial industry, right? So Amazon was created, now you see FBA, right? You see Uber is created, now you have an opportunity for drivers, right? So the things that the company chooses to ignore creates other opportunities, right? And I'm not trying to take away any type of opportunities from anybody. I believe that we need these type of apps, right? Productivity apps that help us monitor our finances and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely do not have a problem with that app in any way, shape, or form. But what happened was I dodged it, okay, because of what the app was doing, right? Because of the transparency that it was providing for dashers. It seemed like a win-win, right? It's going to increase the morale. It's going to help dashers to make more money, right? And then in the long run, it's going to increase the acceptance rate overall, right? So it's a win-win across the board. And that's the reason that I didn't start to talk about it. The email that you guys sent, right, that was sent to you, was sent to me as well. And not only was it sent to me, but it was sent to maybe about 11 or 12 other people in our community that make videos, right?
Yeah.
The email came from somebody, Taylor, who's a guy, right? So my man, Taylor, sent out that email. I emailed DoorDash and I said, can you guys confirm this, right? Just to make sure that it wasn't any type of dummy information. So when they emailed me back and said, yes, this came from us, from that standpoint, it just really became making sure that the same people in our community were aware of, number one, that DoorDash knew, and this was the standpoint that they were taking, right? So if you choose to use the app or whatever, you feel me, right? Like that's totally on you, but you can't say, right, that you didn't know. And that was my whole point, right? So I thought you were going to touch on that, and I just wanted to touch on that before you know what I'm saying, before we got out here, because I don't have a problem with the app at all. And that was the reason why I didn't, you know what I'm saying, like the video was only 2 minutes long. It's just like, this is what it really is. You know what I'm saying, right? Like if they're saying that they know about it and, you know, this is their standpoint, then you should at least know that this is their standpoint. So that's them, man. So when you talk to them, just tell them I said what's up.
Cool. Yeah, I'm sure they're still trying to get their tip transparency back on there, but I think it's a little easier to promote the PAR app now that they don't have the tip transparency, because it's like, I don't think you're going to get deactivated now, but
Right.
I mean, I've been working with them since before they had anything really, like before it was even really actually launched. And I told them, I was like, I won't promote you guys until you have some like actual good stuff up there. You guys are a legit app, and they have been working a lot. So yeah, I do. I don't know. I think that DoorDash can hopefully take like some of the things we said earlier about like maybe giving dashers who have over 1,000 deliveries or something better priority rather than people who have a high acceptance rate. Because in my opinion, that's trying to influence people who don't understand how the game works really. And I think they should reward people who have like a higher, like people like me and you, or more veterans who have been doing it a lot longer, rather than try to get the people who have high acceptance rates better orders. And I don't know, the hiding the tips thing is weird, because it seems like it's been getting like the orders have been getting lower and lower. Like I haven't even seen over a $10 order without like PAR notifying me in the longest time.
Yeah.
So, and I used to get like $12 to $15 orders all the time.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you make a good point with that one. Yeah.
Like it's been progressively getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And they're doing more double orders. And now, and the problem is like when you take a second order, the base pay is only $1. It's even lower than it was on your first order. And that's kind of like what Postmates would do. They would give you the $4 for the first order, but then they wouldn't give you it for the second order if you accepted something after that. But they wouldn't even give you the option of accepting it. They would just give it to you. So that was my big problem with Postmates. I was like, okay, every time I accept an order, I have to immediately click log out after order. Otherwise, they're just going to give me bullshit orders and they're not going to pay me for them. And that's their way of like making a little bit of extra money, which is kind of sneaky and not good way of doing business, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think the one thing that PAR has done is exposed them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, okay, we can do this. You know what I'm saying? Right. And even has, you know, DoorDash like kind of scrambling. But I think when you say, you know, like how many active users do they have? How many?
On PAR?
Yeah.
A lot.
So
I don't know. I think it's over 100,000.
When you can come to DoorDash and you can say, we got 100,000 people and their main focus is to be able to see this type of transparency. You know what I'm saying? And when you say, hey, these are the main areas that the app was downloaded in, and you can say, what was the acceptance rate before, you know, like what was it 60 days ago? What is it now? You know, like what is it trending at now? Right. So for them to be able to say, you know, this type of transparency has done this type of thing. You feel me? Right. Like it's a game changer, bro. Like that app is legit a game changer. You feel me? Right. Yeah. Like it's a game changer. But like there again, you feel me? And when I saw the app, it was like, you know, how kids do something and then they ask for permission afterwards. Right. Like this is exactly what it is. But it could work in our favor. You feel me? So it's like, all right, cool. So we did it. All right. But how can we continue to do this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can we implement this on a regular basis? But yeah, man, there is some, I believe there is some definite changes coming, man. Like there are some things coming.
Yeah, hopefully. And I just wish the PAR app wasn't focused solely on DoorDash, because I feel like everyone had their like torches out for DoorDash lately. And then I did my research and I was like, oh, damn, the other apps are pretty dishonest as well. So it's not like it's just DoorDash. They're all being dishonest because they have to compete with each other.
Yeah.
It's almost like someone's got to buy out the other two companies. I feel like it's going to be either Uber or DoorDash that eventually takes over, but
you know what? Somebody asked me that. And I think the innovation behind Uber is going to be the thing that separates it in the long run. I think their willingness to try anything, and DoorDash is, just kind of in the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Uber will deliver anything. You feel me? People, food, whatever. But DoorDash is like either food or CVS. You know what I'm saying? Like Walmart. So, but yeah, I think that's just my prediction. I don't know. Don't bet on it.
yeah. Cool, man. Thanks for coming on. I'm going to let you go, but I appreciate the time.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on. Seriously.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Thanks. And anyone in the audience, if you guys haven't yet, I'm sure you already subscribed to him. He's got probably the biggest channel. It's Doordash Diaries. Go check out Doordash Diaries on YouTube. Cool. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, definitely, man.
All right. I'll let you go. Peace, man.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, guys. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Peace, guys.